How are you, Steve? How you doing? You good?
I'm doing good. Congrats on going Instagram official with Blake. It's great.
Thank you. It's a very exciting moment for her.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Right?
First of all, I love this movie. This is one of my favorites of the year. I can't say enough good things about it. And I just throwing that out there. But you pulled off this amazing reaction video of you as Deadpool with Taika. How did you pull that off?
I asked, really. I mean, at the end of the day, it just came down to asking. I didn't think Disney would say yes, because Korg is not a cheap character. That is an expensive character to put on screen especially for a reaction video. But it did sort of, all of it sort of collided at this perfect sort of intersection in Disney's interests. So I imagine that had something to do with it. But I initially asked them to do I wrote it too, a short film that I wanted to put in front of Free Guy of Deadpool interrogating the hunter who killed Bambi's mom. And the sort of rug pull, they said no, of course, but the rug pull of it was that Deadpool really wanted to know like the hunter's secrets on being like the most loathed Disney character there is. Deadpool really was just a huge fan and wanted to find out how he too could become the most loathed Disney character, but they said no to that. So this became the kind of, I don't even want to call it a consolation prize, because I think it's so much better than that. To get to work with Taika as Korg for me was kind of a dream come true.
Was there any resistance, or was it when you pitched it, they're like, yeah, this is great?
Yeah, there was very little resistance. Well, I mean, it helps when you write it all out first and send it to them so they see exactly what it is. You don't just pitch it; you just kind of show them. But no, they were on board right away. We shot it quite quickly after they greenlit it.
I don't think people understand, who are outside the industry, how hard it is nowadays to make something original that is not based on IP and have like a real budget the way you guys have with Free Guy. So for all the people that are looking to do this in the future, how the F did you pull this off?
Well, I mean, it was a very, very strong story and a very strong premise, obviously pretty high concept, but super accessible. It was super funny, had action, had the gut punch of emotion in it, but it's not easy. And I don't pretend to have some kind of secret antidote or cure or sort of secret sauce to get something like this made, but they said yes. And we were super grateful for that. And I grew up watching movies that like Back to the Future and Indiana Jones, which, before they had sequels, they were like these, high concept, really highly entertaining original movies that blew me away and took me away to another place. And I wanted to sort of be a part of something that does that, and Shawn Levy really certainly wanted to be a part of something that does that. And with Shawn, I found a unique and hopefully lifelong creative partner in that way. I mean, we're really lucky to be able to say we just shot our second movie together, which we're in post on now, and then hopefully a third next year. So, it was a unique situation that really kind of paid off. We were really, really lucky to get to make this.
I love learning about the behind the scenes, the making of a film, and maybe learning things that people wouldn't know. What do you think might surprise people to learn about the making of Free Guy?
They might be shocked to know just how many utterly crazy Easter eggs and cameos are in this movie. I know people who have seen the movie 2 or 3 times and still kind of haven't found them all. So that part I find really rewarding. I think when you make a movie like we were just talking about, that's original and new and not based on anything that audiences previously knew or fans of, you have to adopt so many people. But I think that when you make a movie that is very, very, very good, or you make a scene that is perfect, you then have to make it 30% better. Like somehow you have to go so far beyond good or perfect in order to make the movie really, really land, because you're introducing audiences to something that's totally new. So I love the detail that was put into Free Guy. I love the cameos. I love the Easter eggs. I love all of those things that make it so special. So.
I don't want to ruin anything, but I have seen the film twice, and now I understand or have found some of these secrets, if you will. Can you sort of talk about how you got certain people to do some voices? Which I will not reveal in this interview. Is it as simple as you texting people being like, do you want to do this?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just, Hollywood, for all of its weirdness and ups and downs, is still a community. You still know a lot of the other people that work in the industry. I'm lucky to know some heavy hitters as well. And that I could text and say, hey, would you do this thing for me? Some of whom I've done that for them, and cameos to me are sort of like the great Hollywood exchange. If somebody asks me to do a cameo for them, chances are, unless I'm like in the middle of shooting overseas or something, I'm pretty much going to say yes. I'm going to bend over backwards to make it work. And I'm really lucky to say that happened here on Free Guy. People jumped in because they love the premise and the idea and the players involved. And we got a pretty cool array of heavy hitters to be in the movie.
Oh, you did. I am curious, what's the status of this Clue movie that you might be doing with Jason Bateman? Is this real? Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're going to end up ever getting that made. It's, it's one of those things that in the shuffle of Disney, acquiring Fox, I'm not quite sure if we'll ever get to miss it. We'll see. Hopefully down the road. I love Jason Bateman. I couldn't be a bigger Jason Bateman fan. So if it's not this, it'll be something else that hopefully we get to work on down the road.
Yeah, you guys did a movie together that I really like. So obviously I need to ask you a few questions about Deadpool. You know this is coming.
Sure.
So if you don't mind, what is the percentage chance that you actually could be filming Deadpool 3 next year?
The percentage chance?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't assign a percentage to that. I'd say it's like 50-50, maybe. I mean, we're really actively developing it and getting it into pretty good shape. So what the hell month is it? It's August. Oh, next year, probably pretty good. I don't know. I'd say pretty damn good. I'd say 70%.
Yeah, you made me nervous when you said 50%. I'm like, shit, that's not.
I know, but I'm a person who has absolutely no sense of direction. I can get lost in a closet, and then B, I have no sense of time. My wife will be like, wasn't that like in August that thing happened, or July? I'll be like, I don't know, of 1880. I have no sense of time. It's terrible.
You are a very talented writer, and I'm curious, how are you working or collaborating, if you will, on the script? Can you give people like a status update?
I mean, it's something that we just is a daily process. I mean, writing is kind of like that. You gotta allot time to do it and then walk away. And I'm working with the Molyneux on it, and it's been great. They're incredibly talented. It's so smart, so understand that world and know how to zig when everyone's expecting a zag. So it's been a lot of fun.
I'm going to switch to something else. You're currently filming with Will Ferrell.
Yes, sir.
And I could not be more excited about this project because of the two of you. What can you tease people about it? What was it about this script that said, I want to do this?
Well, it's a musical for one, which to me was completely unthinkable and terrifying. I think even 3 or 4 years ago, I probably wouldn't have had the courage to say yes to it. But I had the time to invest, and I think Will as well. We both really had the time to invest in learning, in doing basically song and dance camp, which is kind of what we did for months in advance of shooting. And I love learning something new. And Will really has been a comedy idol of mine for, I couldn't even tell you, assign a number of years, but it's at least 15 years. He's been, at the sort of pinnacle of comedy for me, because he always blends his comedy with this vulnerability that I find so fascinating. So to get to work with him has been nothing short of amazing. And in person, he lives up to every crazy ideal and standard I had for him going in. He's just an excellent human being, and I'm super lucky to work with him.
On that note, congrats again on Free Guy. As I said, one of the best films of the year. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. All right. Take it easy.